Hi everyone, in this video we're gonna be talking about how I can test flaws using Mac. First of all, here we have a really common example. It's really common that you have a screen that it has loading and content error. One example could be a detail screen, which you can have on loading when you're getting data from internet, and content when the data is ready, and on error if the service fails. Also, we have an interface that is gonna simulate a card from a repository, and here we have a function that is called load user. Okay, when this function succeeds, we put the user on the content state, otherwise we get an error. Got it? That is what we're gonna be testing, the content and the on error results. First of all, here I have a structure of the test. Here we're gonna use a standard test dispatcher because otherwise we don't gonna have full control of the suspend functions and we don't gonna have the result that we expect to have. First of all, I'm gonna have to create an instance of our repository and also of the view model. First of all, I'm gonna create an instance file repository. It's gonna be user repository. It's gonna be equal to a mock because it's gonna be a mock version, and then we're gonna create a private vanity bar view model, user view model. Now after that we're just gonna create a setup function, private, it has to be public setup, and here public fun. Here we're gonna initialize the view model. View model is gonna be equals to user view model, and here we're gonna need repository is gonna be equal to repository, and EO dispatcher is gonna be equals to test dispatcher, and it has to have an annotation that it has to be after. It has to be before that we call to the this function is gonna be called before after run each test. This function is gonna be called. Okay, now here we gonna check the success case, and here is gonna be the error case. First of all, we're gonna have to mock the behavior of the repo, so we're gonna use covery because we are calling to a suspend function, and it's gonna be covery that you call to repository get username. We're gonna return a mock user. Okay, got it. Now we're gonna test the flaw of the view model state test. The first thing that we're gonna have to do is call to the function load user. After that we're gonna check the state of the flow. First of all, we're gonna use this function assert that await item. This is gonna return the current value of the state. We're gonna check that assert await item is equal to user state loading. Then after that we're gonna assert that is equal to a content with this content mock user. Okay, now we just gonna run the test and we're gonna see if everything went okay. Now the test is passed. So the first emission of the test was loading, then and content. Like you can see, was loading and then content. Got it? Now we're gonna check the on error. The code is gonna be almost the same, just that here we're gonna throw an exception, 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 and I'm gonna say invalid ID. It will be just a zoom example, and here is gonna be an error. Valid. Yeah, now we just gonna run the test and we're gonna see what happened. And the test passed. Now we gonna run both of the tests to see that everything went okay. And both of the tests has passed. This was everything for the video, guys. See you in the next video. Hopefully I'm gonna be making more complex tests in the next videos.